live here on YouTube and, of course, WViDesk.com and Phoenix 92.5 FM. This is the Rescue International Desk. Welcome to the show. Bryn, are you there, sir?
Yeah. Can you hear me, dude?
Hey, man, I can hear you. Just turn yourself up a little bit. That'd be great. There we go. That's it. We're good. Okay, man. So, we have a couple of things, guys. It's a little bit of a different format we have. As you can see, we're live now streaming on YouTube at WViDesk 2016. Guys, if you want to chime in, you can. You can ring us. Literally, you can call us right now at WViDesk 2016 on Skype, and we'll take your call because we've never tried this before, and I'm really, really excited. Bryn, how's your week been, man?
It's been alright. Playing a lot of Arkham Asylum. That old classic.
Oh, it's a good thing, dude. I love that game. I really do.
Yeah, no, it's so good. I just finished doing the story, and as I was going through it, just doing. I realized that I've got nearly 3/4 of the Riddler trophies, so I think I might get the rest of them, just because I'm that close to getting them all. I might as well.
I don't actually have the patience for it, sadly, to actually do the Riddler trophies.
Yeah,
but I try.
It's a fairly chill thing to do. I mean, you just put on a podcast, grind away, you know.
That's how I play Skyrim.
Yeah,
that's how I play Skyrim.
It's a similar experience.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of things where you're like, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to try do what I can on this, because if I don't, if I don't have something else on, it'll drive me crazy.
Yeah.
So I always do try to have something else on in the background, you know. Actually, that's how I play games pretty much all the time anyway, which is weird because people are like, what think of the music? And unless it's a game that I know has pretty good music or that I want to really be invested in, I'll usually play with the sound off, which is weird. It's not ideal, but it's just how, you know, I like to stick on a podcast and work away, you know.
I think I remember there was the last game where I remember doing half and half with it was Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh yeah. Oh man, well that's
where,
that's
awesome.
awesome.
The silent bits, put on a podcast and just write aggro to them as soon as you get to the Colossus.
Yeah.
Switch off whatever it is, because that music is so good. I think that's probably my favorite music from any game ever made. Actually, now that I think of it,
it's not my favorite music of all time, but it would be up there, you know.
Yeah,
it's one.
I love how grand it is, and even talking to you now, it's playing in my head. I love that music so much.
Well, that's when you know, music has made its impact on you, because it's burned into your frontal lobe, you know.
I really wish I could have a mod of it where I could have Nakamura's theme play for Colossus, because it just fits.
If you can imagine it, it exists. And I'm not going to put it up because while I was testing this stream earlier on today, I just had King Diamond on in the background and we got hit with a copyright strike. So, you know, that's why I was just like, you know what, I need bumper music. I'm going to put my own music on it. So that's why there was shameless self-promotion. But, you know, guys, if you want to give me money, you can go over and buy a horrendous CD, and that'd be great. Or a 32X CD. Yeah.
Or get them on tape.
Yeah, which is really weird that people still want that. People still want that, man. People love their tapes, you know.
I don't understand it, though. It's a really bad audio format.
I really do not. The artwork actually is pretty cool. The label has put out some pretty awesome cassette artwork, but other than that, the quality's gonna get worse over time. But you know, I don't know. I don't get it. But we do have a lot to actually get through today, and we're gonna have to be careful how we do this, because we're going to be talking about copyrighted material, but I need to make sure that we don't get hit with a copyright strike. So there'll be no audio. But one thing we are going to talk about, and I watched it today at 5 a.m. Again, is Exposed Pro Wrestling Greatest Secrets. We're going to be talking about that / jumping back and forward as this goes on, because it is 40 minutes. So it's going to be fun. I actually can't wait to talk about this, man.
Oh, I haven't watched that in so long. It's so awful.
It's not awful. It's great. I love it, man. I think, you know, because it's bits of it you're like, oh, when you're a kid, you know, it was just totally different to everything else that was on television ever. And it also tied it.
It made learning about the craft of wrestling so accessible.
Yeah.
And so interesting. But then, like, once you get to a point where you're kind of used to when you're kind of used to the idea that there's a lot of work that goes into making it a work.
Yeah.
A lot of it becomes really insanely dumb.
I know, but like I'm just flashing through some of the names here, like Brute Force and the All-American Boy, and you know, it's so hammy, but so great at the same time. You know, like it wouldn't be until many years later that I realized who these guys actually were. You know, and some of the names actually, I don't know if you know some of the names or not, but it's pretty interesting. You know, like obviously not their shoot names or even their actual proper names were used, you know, but like what originally, like when did you see this originally?
I found it online. I watched it, I want to say around 2007. I'd say was the first time I saw it.
So did you not watch this as an adult? No, as a child rather.
No, I never saw it as a child.
Oh man. Oh, we're coming at this from totally different perspectives then, because I remember watching this as a child. Like, when it came out, it used to be on... Well, Breaking the Magician's Code was a thing that was on at the same time. Yeah. And that always used to be on Sky 1. Like, all the time, pretty much, ad nauseum.
I didn't have Sky as a kid, so...
Alright, weird.
Yeah.
That is weird. But, like, yeah, and this always was on, you know? Obviously, I didn't know who a lot of the wrestlers were and stuff like that, but it's pretty like now. Obviously, the most obvious one is the voiceover guy is the guy who played Salem.
Yeah,
the cat from Sabrina the Teenage Witch, who also is a huge wrestling fan, which is weird in and of itself. And Harley Race plays the Booker, which is kind of interesting.
That is.
Huh?
That is odd.
But this was all filmed. It was filmed in the Grand Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles, and pretty much it's, if you look at it straight away, it's pretty much an empty arena match. You know, like there's some of the clips there. Like it looks like a mix between a WWE house show and a WCW event. You know. But it is pretty cool. Like they cover most of the main things on it, like different kind of moves, like the body slam, and then it goes into weapons and stuff like that, and it explains actually how the show works. But learning from
up to the ring and
I don't know. There's a couple of things in it that I'm not 100% sure actually happens or happened. You know. Like the mic under the ring thing makes a lot of sense, because if you've been to a independent promotion that doesn't do that, you can clearly tell there is a difference in, you know, even the most basic work moves that they do, you know. But yeah, this was shown an awful lot. WWE also got incredibly upset after it, and they released a statement saying that, quote, NBC has hired a bunch of bitter, masked wannabe pro wrestlers that couldn't make the cut. And then they said that the real secret to professional wrestling was, quote, all of the WWE superstars sacrificed their body and souls to entertain the fans.
How long after that did Vince come out and say it was fake?
This was way before. This was way after it. This was like 1998. Sorry, it was filmed. Sorry, it was aired on the 1st of November 1998 and released on VHS in 1999. So this is well after he made his infamous "we're pushing the envelope" kind of speech that we use as a bumper sometimes on the show. It's funny, man. It's traditional wrestling, you know. It's like, oh, we're going to insult you and say that you actually don't know what you're talking about, when quite obviously they did, because it gets through most of it. I have some of the names here. Ben Hurt was Adam Pearce.
Yeah. Private
Payne was Del Wilkins. Skullduggery was Dovin Morrigan. Slither, are you ready for who Slither was?
Who?
Christopher Daniels.
No way.
Way. Brash Knuckles was Brent Albright, or Gunnar Scott on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And the masked referee is a guy called Roland Alexander.
Oh God.
Right. So Gary Wolf played Brute Force, who was Pitbull 1 in ECW, and Colossus was Pitbull 2 in ECW, and also Harley Race was the booker.
Huh.
So there you go. And the All-American boy was a guy called Modest Mike, who apparently is a journeyman in the independent scenes. But no, man, I really enjoyed a lot of this. I thought some of it was kind of lame, but it was also an awful lot of fun as well.
Yeah.
There's a bit where they're explaining how the rope rake works. And, oh man, it's so fun. Like, it's just because it's so silly at the same time, but I enjoyed it, and it's an expose that should not be an expose at the same time, But yeah, when you're watching some of these guys work, it does kind of, it's stuff that we all knew about. You know what I mean? Like, they're pulling their punches, they're actually not hitting each other. They're calling the calling spots thing in the ring actually is pretty entertaining, because Cena still does it all the time.
Just volume far too loud.
Yeah, these guys are using mics when they're calling their spots, but Cena doesn't need it, and it raises an interesting question. These guys are wearing body mics, actually on when they're doing the show, but WWE increasing its production over the past couple of years has probably actually revealed a bit too much. I would say, because you can hear a lot in the ring,
Well, yeah, you can hear spot calling way easier now. Well, mainly from Raw, from the main roster. I mean, I haven't really noticed that much spot calling on NXT, which is weird because it's the same setup.
Yeah.
But then again, even there's it seems to be the same culprits over and over again with who talks too much.
Yeah.
On the people just need to work on their volume. I don't get it though. I mean, I don't get how someone could, how it hasn't been said to Cena or a few of the other culprits of going, do you want to not speak so loudly in the ring? Everyone at home can hear you.
Well, it's Cena, so he's not going to be. It's not going to be something that would be necessarily said, but it's interesting because these guys are doing it. They're calling, all pretty much in one or two spurts, compared to nowadays when you hear guys call entire matches pretty much. You know what I mean? Like, it would be in this example, he called 4 or 5 moves. Cena would pretty much call them as he's doing them, and it's really not good. Like, it's really, really second rate and shoddy,
Well, I suppose that, the thing is that, as time goes on, matches have more and more spots in them. A comeback sequence used to be 2 moves.
Yeah.
Now it's 5, 6, 7 moves. In one sequence.
I think that would, but does it reveal the business a bit too much? When you know what you're looking for, is it something that has hurt things overall?
The thing is, it's just because the biggest culprits are some of the biggest stars right now.
Yeah,
that's why what makes it a problem. I think I'm trying to think of something to equate it to from another medium. Because I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing for it to take people out of the illusion of it, because wrestling's hard to believe at the best times anyway.
Well, yeah, but it's it depends what it is. If it's good competitive kind of Will Ospreay Ricochet match, that's not going to be it's not going to be real to use the wrong
That's
term.
like a Daniel Bryan CM Punk match.
Yeah, you kind of want to get into it, But if it's
Then again, those two weren't culprits of spot calling, where you'd openly, brazenly hear them call spots.
Yeah, but you know what you're getting into there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if it's a blood feud between two guys the Batista Triple H match,
Yeah.
if they were calling spots when they're supposed to be killing each other, it takes you out of it,
That's how if they're calling it in the ring, that's what they have to do. Like, Austin called all the spots in the ring.
But you never once heard it.
Yeah, that's because he was good at his job. The thing is that there's a lot of things that you can complain about Cena for, but the fact of the matter is he's there because he day in day out gets a reaction. He sells merchandise day in day out. That's that trumps everything crappy he does in the ring. You can say that he's this, that, and the other, but the fact of the matter is people pay to see him.
Yeah.
You can't you can go, he throws a terrible work punch. People pay to see him throw terrible work punches.
People want that terrible work punch.
Yeah. Say what you want. That's the way it is. People go I don't understand why he's popular. I get why he's popular. It's just it has nothing to do with his quality of with his quality work. Granted, he's had some great matches in his career, but it's never been he's the reason why the match is great. He's in great matches.
Yeah, that's true. He works up. He's a lot we've said it before, like Batista or some other guys who, if they have someone to work up and someone to carry them, they're going to have a great match.
Yeah. The top three guys from that, three of the guys from that class from 2002 from OVW, Orton, Batista, and Cena, all are guys who work great matches with legit talent. Even Shelton Benjamin, same deal. Work great matches with great talent.
Exactly. Well, Shelton Benjamin, I think, has a lot of...
Yeah, he just never got to show it. That's the problem.
He got to show it in spurts here and there, but never actually got to show it in any real capacity, which is a really, really sad thing, because that guy was just so talented.
Yeah. It says a lot that JR said in this podcast that WWE failed him. He's had not the other way around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was blatantly obvious. When you're still seeing people like Big Show, having a job, you're like, come on, man.
Actually, you've seen Raw, haven't you?
I did see Raw, yeah.
What did you think of him pretty much being the last one left in that elimination match in the main event?
Oh, dude. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Come on.
If there was ever an opportunity to make Apollo Crews look like a legit star.
Oh, no. No. It's, not Batista. The Big Show's been called the killer of pushes, and there you go. When your last shot of the night is Big Show and Zack Ryder, you're in for a bad time. It's come on.
The one I came away from that match going, I'm happy Ryder got the winning pin. Because at least it's different.
I came away from that match going, well, at least we got to hear the Irish national anthem. A bad version of the Irish national anthem, but still, that was kind of cool. But other than that, I'm like, this is silly. You've booked a silly show, WWE, and that's saying something.
Yeah, we'll start it off silly too.
Yeah, it was, and I get it, it was WWE trying to be all patriotic and stuff, and, they have every right to be, but come on.
That food fight thing was almost saved by Kevin Owens rolling out and going, oh, this wouldn't have happened on Canada Day.
Actually, that segment, the backstage segment, was pretty awesome.
Almost saved by that. I thought that segment was awful. I thought it went on way too long.
I liked they were trying something slightly different.
There was glimmers of really good stuff in it, but I love Bo Dallas motioning to pour punch over Enzo.
Yeah.
And then Ass just tips it over his head. That was great. Bo was awesome.
I don't know, there were some decent matches as well on the card.
Yeah.
But overall, like, we had Dean Ambrose and The Miz, the match that nobody wanted, again. Just dire.
Oh, The Miz, the champion no one asked for.
The champion nobody wants. You know?
He's not the champion anyone wants. He's not even the champion anyone deserves.
I don't know what we did to deserve that, but at least Maurice is there, and, you know, it's kind of is what it is. I'm going to quickly run through the results of the card, though, because on the whole, like, we've had far worse Raws. This was, at no stretch of the imagination, the worst Raw we've ever had. But yeah, it wasn't bad either. It was watchable, you know. So hold on, we have Rusev defeated Titus O'Neil to retain the US title again. Enzo Amore and Big Cass defeated Curtis Axel and Bud Ellis. WWE Champion Dean Ambrose defeated WWE Intercontinental Champion The Miz. Seth Rollins defeated Dolph Ziggler. The Golden Truth defeated the Vaudevillains. Becky Lynch defeated Summer Rae, and Team USA defeated Team World in a 16 tag team match. 16-man tag team match, sorry.
The 16-man tag team matches. Ridiculous. Too many people.
Well, it was always going to be that way, man.
Yeah. But I think even 5-on-5, I think is a bit excessive. For elimination rules.
It works if it's actually like for a purpose, but this just had no purpose. This was just kind of, oh, there we go. You know, it's like, what was the point?
Benefited from being out there.
The what?
Not benefited in that match from being out there.
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, arguably, I would say Zack Ryder did. But
did he though? Like, arguably, at least it was something, you know.
But like, look, I wasn't expecting much. It was the July the 4th match, pretty much, and that's what the whole night was built around. So again, the Big Show, somebody who should not be still employed by the company, or if he is, should be used in a very, very sparse role. Instead, is given the major push on the night when it should have went to somebody else.
It should have gone to Cruz.
Should have.
It should have gone to Cruz. Like,
should have went to anybody else.
Well, I would say that it probably shouldn't have gone to Mark Henry either.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there's somebody who, if it's not going to be, if it's not going to be the Big Show, it could very well have ended up being.
It's Kane either.
Well, it's the same old names, man. The same old names. Again and again and again, you know, and it's just, I'm sick of it. I'm just, at this point, I am sick of WWE wheeling these guys out every single week, and crickets. People don't care; they're just sick of it at this point. They just want something else, and WWE aren't going to give them something else, so we have to just like it or lump it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I guess we'll just have to lump it. So.
Well, guys, if you had anything you wanted to chime in on this, you can give us a ring on Skype. And let us know what you thought about Raw. What are you overall thinking about a Battleground? Battleground actually starting to look pretty decent.
Yeah, it looks pretty decent. I think Enzo and Cass have been given a great opportunity to show what they're going to do in that 6-man tag match with the club. I'm really optimistic about that. Also, getting the rope from Cena is not a bad thing either. So
if they do get the rope from Cena,
well, they're teaming with him, so they have to by extension.
Dude, we've seen this before. They could get eliminated really quick, and John Cena ends up winning the match by himself.
I doubt it.
You think?
The way things are going, I doubt it.
Okay, I hope, because I really don't want to see this garbage again. Where it's a case of John Cena being the winner, you know, it's just, what's the point? But so far we have Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose, John Cena, Enzo Amore, and Big Cass versus the Club, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, Becky Lynch versus Natalya. Now, what's interesting about this is, and we were talking about this yesterday when we were on set, because guys, if you're anyone from Ireland or whoever wants to watch Irish, what did they call it? Not sitcoms, soap operas. An actual soap opera, not wrestling. Both myself and Brain are on Fair City, and we were talking about it yesterday. We had a surprise meetup at the set. I was like, dude, what are you doing here?
I work here now.
It was random. But we were talking about this with the Roman Reigns redemption angle.
Oh, God. I hope that's a rumor.
Well, apparently they have a special. Well, they do have a special to air after Battleground.
I've heard conflicting reports on that. I've heard that image was photoshopped. So
it did come from Wade Keller. So
did it actually come from Wade Keller?
Apparently, I've heard it came from Wade Keller, but I've heard those same conflicting reports. But for the moment now, just let's take it as this is the plan. They're going to have.
You think it could happen?
The what?
This is the thing that could happen.
Yeah, if this was a thing that could happen, because it is Vince. What would be the fallout from the redemption angle of Roman Reigns?
Does Vince want him to be a heel? Because that's how you make him a feckin' heel.
Well, he's already a heel.
Yeah,
he's like
this just solidifies him. This is. This is Boulder Dash of the highest order. This is,
but like, everybody hates him anyway.
Yeah,
actively hates him. I don't hate.
He's
him.
hated more than Raymond Rano was, and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh yeah, like I like Roman Reigns. I don't get the need to push this guy like it's going out of fashion. It's. I feel sorry for the guy, but he doesn't help himself. And if I was in his shoes, I would be saying to Vince, "Listen, I'm a heel. Make me a heel, please."
Yeah, exactly.
Because he has much more upside than anyone ever said.
Yeah, exactly.
But hold on, I'm getting lots of echo on your end.
Yeah, you're breaking up on me a lot too.
Really? Okay. Oh, we're good there. Guys, this is what we're trying. We apologize for some technical issues, so it's a little bit different than what it would normally be because Brain isn't sitting in front of me. We're doing this online.
In the comfort of my own home.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but and the reason why we're not doing a live show this week is because I'm doing a gig, and I also wanted to test out the Skype because we haven't done it in ages. So that's the Roman Reigns thing, But moving forward, and before we keep going, because I do need to mention it, we have a PayPal. We have a PayPal account. We also have a Patreon. So now's probably a good time to talk about that. We mentioned that if we got a certain amount on Patreon, there's awards that you're actually able to get. So now's probably a good time to talk about that. Going forward, and as you can see here on WViDesk.com as well, you can just go over to the donation box and you can donate any amount. Any and all amounts are appreciated, and there's a link to our Patreon as well. But we actually did get a donation, Bryn.
What?
Yes, we got a donation.
Shut the front door.
Yes, we did. So that was awesome. Completely unexpected. But you did make a promise. And we said that we would give out wrestling nicknames to people who donate a certain amount. So that's what we're going to do. And I don't know. I've never done this before, so I don't really know how it's going to go. But I want to thank Andy Ladow. He's been a fantastic supporter of the show pretty much from day one. He's a great dude. He really is one of the most loyal supporters of the show, and pretty much if I forget to post the show or if I get lazy and don't post the show, he messages me saying, "Darrow, where's the show?" So
that's amazing.
It's cool, and it's great to have somebody like that, because one of the only bad things about doing radio and by extension YouTube is you don't really know who's listening. You don't really know if people care, and the fact that you have somebody like that, it is fantastic. So Andy, thank you so much, man. And he also donated $15.
That is ridiculously generous.
Which is ridiculously generous. So this show and this live stream is dedicated to you, sir. So thank you so much for your continued support. But Bryn, you are working on a wrestling nickname for Andy. So what have you got?
I have nothing that I'd like to say right now because they're all pretty terrible.
Okay, okay, just say what you have, and There's like an option. There's options.
Yeah. I had Andy, the realest lad in the room, was one.
Actually, I like that one. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that was like the best out of a pretty mediocre bunch.
Well, what else have we got? The man donated $15. You know,
yeah,
we have to give him some choice.
that was the thing. Like, honestly, like they were all kind of like because I just wanted to do something with lad because I thought that was the best way to go about it.
Okay, well, you have Andy the lad.
Yeah.
Lado. The fella Andy Lado. What else? I
was trying to do something with like the Lad Bible, because that's a Facebook page, but I couldn't think of anything witty that would combine the two.
Okay, well, if we come up with anything of the next while, we'll think about it. But Andy, thank you so much again.
Thank you so much, Andy. We will actually have a good nickname for you at least by the time the next episode comes out.
We will work on it. We will work on it. But guys, if you want to donate, you can, of course, over on PayPal. And if you want any special instructions for us, anything you want us to cover as well,
it makes it so much easier.
Oh, it does. Like some of the equipment that we're using today, I was actually able to pay for it through that, like our streaming service, which is pretty cool. And all the nice little fancy graphics we get. So hopefully no copyright claim, because that would suck. And then we'd have to do what Jim Sterling does, where I put in...
Sad free.
Oh, well, I was going to put in Chains of Love and a few others. And then just make it free. But, so that's kind of it, with that stuff. But, like, we have a lot coming up, a lot of different things that we want to do that are all pretty much related around what you guys want. So I have a wrestling video game series that I'm working on right now, but it's kind of difficult to find the time to do it. So I'm actually going to progress on that. A lot of games for the Wii, a lot of games for N64, the Xbox, all that kind of stuff. Pretty much getting that all set up now is going to be pretty cool. And you guys are going to... I want to cover all the wrestling video games pretty much all the way back from the... Well, not the NES, because the NES is... the wrestling games are just not even worthwhile, but probably from the Super Nintendo or Mega Drive. Including Rage Cage, which was an all-wrestling cage video game, Bryn, from back in the day.
Oh, God. So it's locked down the game.
Yeah, but I believe that this was the first time that cage matches were actually invented for a wrestling video game engine.
Oh, dear. I don't think that turned out... I can't imagine that turning out very well.
It wasn't terrible, but I want to do a full review of that. But I think the first one I'm going to do is Raw 2, because I actually genuinely like Raw 2 as a video game. So that's probably the first one I'm going to do. And I'm going to throw it up on this YouTube page because, it's cool to have. And we're uploading clips from the show and stuff like that as well. So, guys, if you like it, if you like what we're doing, help spread the word. And that helps us a great deal because, if there's no audience, there's no point. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much everything I have talked about this week, because we are doing this on a Tuesday instead of a regular Friday slot. Yeah. So
there hasn't been that much news since last Friday.
No, there's been a little bit. There's like the Brock Lesnar stuff that broke pretty much. That they're going to announce his new opponent like before SummerSlam. So I think after UFC 2000. Not 200. Sorry. After WrestleMania, I can't speak. Sorry.
After UFC
200, they're going to announce Brock Lesnar's opponent. Jesus, that was bad. Oh.
That was bad, and you should feel bad, Dara.
Yeah, that was an epic botch. That's like YouTube botch history, like. But yeah, so man, that's everything I have to talk about this week. So either we can wrap up here if there's no phone calls. Then what I'll do is on the radio broadcast, I'll throw up one of the interviews, probably the one with Matt Hardy, unless you have anything else to talk about.
Do you want to talk about UFC 200, because it is on this week?
Sure, let's do that. Have you got the card in front of you?
I do have the card, but it's from an article that I didn't proofread. So
okay. Well, hold on. I'll pull up the card here. UFC 200.
Yeah. So like the main event for it is John Jones facing off against the light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier.
Yes.
Should be it's going to be the second facing between these two guys. Last time they fought, Jones had the title, but he had to vacate. Vacate it because he got popped for wellness violation.
He got popped for a lot of things. Yeah.
Well, it's cocaine mainly. So then Daniel Cormier was the number one contender, so he automatically became the champion. In their last fight, Cormier he put in as good a showing as he could have, but the fact of the matter is that he's 6 inches shorter than Jones, and makes a big difference it makes a big difference in that fight.
Yeah, like reach advantage and all that kind of stuff as well. It's just stuck. It
was ridiculous. Like, because he just found it so hard to actually get in to make significant blows. Like, he did, to his credit, but nothing to the point that would be significant. But the thing is that Jones, as he matured, became the guy who would try to fight. He would fight to win. Like, he wouldn't exactly try to fight to a finish. He would just try to shut down his opponent to the point where he would just edge it in terms of victory, but he wouldn't actually try to finish the guy off. So I'd say because he's actually chasing the championship, that we might see him actually fight properly, which would make it more a more entertaining main event, hopefully.
I'm looking forward to this anyway. Like, it's kind of like the card itself, which is up on the screen right now. You know, the main event, it is what it is. I like John Jones as a fighter. Cormier, whatever. He's a good fighter, good record. But I'm more looking forward to, obviously, the Lesnar match. Yeah. Which, Mark Hunt is a much bigger guy than Brock. But
pretty much every veteran fighter is going, Mark Hunt is winning this match.
Yeah, like, even though Brock looks to be in better shape, he has a better reach advantage. But, Mark Hunt is somebody who, he has such power, really good ground game. So
Mark Hunt has improved his takedown defense quite a bit, but he is going in there with a guy who is, for his age and for that weight class, is probably still one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Definitely.
So
definitely. Brock has the submission. Brock's
not a great, in terms of shoot fighting, Brock is not a great submission fighter.
No.
Like, the ground pound stuff he's great at, but I mean, if I think I've heard people say that it's going to last a minute. The more I think about it, I don't know. I can see this going into the second round.
It really depends on two things. One, if Brock's able to land that submission, that takedown into some kind of takedown submission or ground and pound, then he will win it. But if Mark Hunt's able to connect with a good strike,
if Mark can keep this game standing,
yeah,
Brock doesn't stand a chance.
No, definitely not. Because Brock doesn't really have a great jaw.
No,
we've seen it before. So
Mark has so many weapons standing too.
Yes.
Great hands, amazing hands, and his feet are pretty lethal too.
Yeah,
so
that's one thing Brock doesn't have. He doesn't have any really good kicks.
No.
So, although, again, we haven't seen Brock in the octagon fully healthy, so it's one of those things that, even as a fan of wrestling and more of a casual fan of UFC, I'm going to be staying up to watch it because it's going to be something that's going to be really, really fun. And then, what do you think about the women fighting? Are you into it?
I haven't seen the contender Nunes fight. Tate's amazing.
Yes.
Really, really love her attitude to fighting. She's really entertaining. I'd say that'll be a belter of a fight, though.
I think that's probably your sleeper of the night, I'd say.
I don't know, man. I mean, Aldo and Edgar is also going to be pretty special.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I think, everybody's saying, oh, the main event's going to be huge or Lesnar's going to be great, but I think either the Tate Nunes fight or Aldo and Edgar, because I love both Aldo and Edgar. Those guys are awesome. Two of my favorite guys to actually watch fight. So those guys have my money.
The other show on the main card, Velasquez and Brown, will be good too.
I've never seen Brown fight.
Yeah, I've seen bits of Brown fight on YouTube, but Velasquez is much more familiar with. Both of them look really good and really up for it. So
yeah, it's gonna be one to watch. I think it's gonna be fun. But we're gonna have
prelims are amazing too.
Really?
Yeah, we've got Katzengano taking on Juliana Pena.
Okay,
which would be awesome. Both of them are great fighters. Whoever wins it will probably move very close. At the very least, move very close to being a contender for the bantamweight title.
This is true.
Johnny Hendricks and Kevin Gastelum should be pretty good. Johnny Hendricks is awesome to fight if you've never seen him. It's so much fun. And then we've got TJ Dillashaw, who, as far as I know, is still the bantamweight champion, fighting in the prelims, which is crazy, but that's just how stacked this card is. He lost the title, but he's an awesome fighter, really good tactician. Against Rafael Assunção. I don't know how to pronounce that, but some Brazilian name, I think. That should be a good fight. This entire card is ridiculous. Also, Diego Sanchez and John Lozon are fighting. That'll be fun too.
Yeah, that will be. I haven't seen Sanchez fight in ages, so it's a
beast, dude. In lightweight, he's awesome.
Yeah, man.
This is going to be a great card.
Well, they had to.
Ridiculous.
They had to. It's one of those big numbers, milestones for the company. So
it's a 200. It's 200. It was always going to be big, but this is ridiculously good.
I can't wait. Now we're going to stay pretty late. It's probably going to be 5 a.m.
Probably
is usually when this kicks off. So we'll be talking about it next week, obviously on the show. But yeah, so check that out, guys. And then next week things should be back to normal as far as our show, and then clips on this YouTube channel as well, and the regular live show on Phoenix 92.5 FM. Because if you liked this show and if you want more opportunity to be able to call in and talk with us directly, let us know. Because I don't know when we're going to do this next. Bryn, we were talking maybe doing after pay-per-views or something like that, but we'll have to see. And obviously, if the reaction's there, then great. But speaking of WViDesk.com, last week's show is going to go up pretty much after this one, and then this show will be archived after it goes out on WViDesk.com and our YouTube channel on Saturday. So you pretty much, if you missed this live, you'll be able to catch it on Friday on Phoenix 92.5 FM at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. So, Bryn, is there anything you want to plug, sir, before I let you go?
I'm going to plug a show that I plugged before, but NPR UK just released their first episode with our friends from geekstheindustry.com. I had a quick listen to a bit of it earlier. It is such a good podcast.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, check that out, guys. You can check it out at geekstheindustry.com. It's awesome. It's really, really good.
Fantastic. I want to thank Geeks of the Industry as well for helping us out with some promotion of the show and of this live show in general. Guys, if you want to check out over 270 shows, we're now sitting at 275. So we're nearly rolling towards 300, Bryn.
Yeah.
We're getting there, man. We're getting there. So that's nearly 5 years of shows that you can listen to now on WViDesk.com for free. Free, no cost at all for all the shows, interviews, all that kind of stuff. So that's my plug. I'm going to plug our website.
You shameless promoter, you.
Shameless promoter. And again, guys, if you want to check out Horrenda, go over to bandcamp/Horrenda, where, of course, you can also get 32X, the ambient electronica thing that's there as well. I believe all the discography is less than €3. So if you guys want to check out some black metal and some electronica, you can there as well. So, Brian, until next week, sir, thank you so much for being on the show.
No worries. See you soon enough.
Guys, thank you so much for listening in. And we'll be back next week here on WViDesk.com, Phoenix 92.5 FM, and of course, YouTube. This is the Rest of You International Desk.